Despite heavy rainfall on Monday, protesters under the banner of the Take It Back movement stormed the Oyo State Government House in Ibadan, demanding urgent action over worsening insecurity and the abduction of pupils and teachers in Orire local government area. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan on Monday rebuffed Moscow's call for his country to hold a referendum on joining the EU, saying ties with Russia were in a transformation phase. The Kremlin has upped pressure on Armenia over its rapprochement with Brussels ahead of the weekend elections, banning fish imports from Monday in a move that came after Putin warned that the Ukrainian scenario began with Kyiv's EU ambitions. The EU, meanwhile, accused Russia of trying to hurt Armenia's economy and influence the outcome of the parliamentary elections in Armenia, an ex-Soviet republic. Armenia has been closely allied with Russia for decades, but frustrated that Moscow did not protect it in conflict with neighboring Azerbaijan. Yerevan has in recent years looked for other allies. At number 9, the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Kano State Chapter, has urged the state government to immortalize the 22 athletes who died in a road accident while returning from the Ogun Gateway Games in 2025. The association's secretary, Mr. Mohammed Nur Tijani, made the call in a statement on Sunday in Kano to mark the one-year anniversary of the tragedy. According to the statement, the athletes' untimely death remains a profound loss to the sporting community and the state, hence the need to recognize their contributions and preserve their legacy. At number 8, the Inspector General of Police Olatunji Disu has cautioned content creators, social media users, and members of the public against the indiscriminate recording and circulation of police-related videos, warning that such actions could undermine security operations and demoralize officers. The IG expressed concern over what he described as the growing trend of recording police officers during routine and sensitive operations and posting such content online without proper context. According to him, while the Nigeria police force remained committed to accountability, transparency, and respect for human rights, public scrutiny must be balanced with operational realities and the welfare of officers. At number 7, the Nigeria Labour Congress has dismissed the proposal of 100,000 naira as minimum wage by the Nigeria Governors Forum, insisting that a realistic living wage under the current economic conditions should be as high as 1 million naira. The NLC spokesperson, Benson Upa, stated this in an interview with The Punch on Sunday. His reaction followed comments by NGF chairman and governor of Kwara State, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, who disclosed that governors were considering a new national minimum wage of 100,000 naira. Abdulrazak, speaking during the Salah homage to President Bola Tinubu in Lagos, said governors were already engaging the federal government and organized labor to arrive at wage structure that balances workers' welfare with fiscal sustainability. At number 6, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have intercepted 380 rounds of military-grade ammunition in Kaduna State and arrested a couple linked to the possession of more than 1.2 tons of cannabis. The agency said on Sunday. The agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday, stating that NDLEA operatives, while on patrol along the Abuja to Kaduna highway at Jere on May 24th, intercepted a 30-year-old suspect, Sanusi Musa, allegedly transporting 380 rounds of 7.62 mm military-grade ammunition in Katsina State. Babafemi disclosed that the suspect and the recovered ammunition had been handed over to the appropriate security agency for further investigation and action. At number 5, the Zamfara State Police Command has neutralized one suspected armed gang member and arrested 3 others during a coordinated crackdown on banditry in Kasuwan Daji, Kaura Namoda local government area, recovering a cache of firearms and other dangerous weapons. A statement by the State Police Public Relations Officer, Yazid Abubakar, disclosed on Sunday that the breakthrough was part of the command's ongoing fight against criminality across the state. The command disclosed that police operatives arrested Ali Bahago, Hassan Dan Kure of Kasunwan Daji, and Dahiru Lawali during the operation. At number 4, the Ondo State Police Command has arrested 6 suspects over the alleged fraudulent sale and illegal transfer of 3 heavy-duty vehicles valued at over 71 million naira. The State Police Public Relations Officer Abayomi Jimo disclosed this in a statement issued on Sunday. The PPRO stated that they were arrested in Ibadan, Oyo State, following an an intelligence-led investigation by operatives of the Fagun Division. At number 3, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has taken responsibility for the continued presence of cattle on major roads and streets across Abuja, admitting that the situation remains a concern despite efforts to improve the capital city. Speaking during his monthly media briefing in Abuja on Monday, Wike expressed regret over the development and assured residents that the administration remains committed to addressing it. He also highlighted ongoing infrastructure projects across the territory, noting that development initiatives are being extended beyond the city center to communities in satellite towns. At number 2, the United States Department of State has announced a $3.5 million funding opportunity aimed at improving the documentation and reporting of religious freedom abuses in Nigeria. The initiative, unveiled by the Office of International Religious Freedom under the Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labor, seeks applications from organizations capable of strengthening reporting efforts on attacks linked to religion and belief across the country. According to the notice of funding opportunity released on May 22, 2026, the program will run for between 24 and 48 months, with one award anticipated under either a grant or cooperative agreement. The State Department stated that the project aimed to enhance efforts to monitor and document abuses committed by both state and non-state actors in Nigeria. At number 1, despite heavy rainfall on Monday, protesters under the banner of the Take It Back movement stormed the Oyo State Government House in Ibadan, demanding urgent action over Western insecurity and the abduction of pupils and teachers in Orire local government area. The demonstrators, who had earlier converged on Mokola roundabout, marched through parts of the state capital before arriving at the government house, chanting solidarity songs and carrying placards with various inscriptions. The protesters vowed not to be deterred by the downpour, describing their action as a civic duty to draw attention to the plight of affected families. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.